Ford's fight back against sinking profits begins today with the unveiling of its new F-150 truck, America's...
You've been lied to about custom mods, and the truth could make or break your car. Because here's the reality. Some upgrades unlock real power, sharper handling, and years of reliability. But others, they're nothing more than traps. Cheap parts that drain your wallet and destroy your engine. So which mods are genuine game changers? Which ones are scams in shiny packaging? And how do you know the difference before it's too late? Stick around, because by the end, you'll know exactly what to bolt on and what to avoid at all costs. Number 13. Oil catch can. One of the simplest tools in the performance world often ends up being one of the most effective, and that is the oil catch can. Modern engines, especially those using direct fuel injection, constantly recycle crankcase vapors back into the intake. Those vapors carry oil mist, and when they coat intake valves, the result is thick carbon deposits that strangle airflow. Over time, power drops, efficiency suffers, and drivability turns sluggish. By installing a proper oil catch can, you intercept those vapors before they ever reach the intake path. Instead of sludge caking itself to valves, you simply drain a container filled with oily residue every few thousand miles. The benefits are clear. Longer-lasting valves, smoother combustion, cleaner throttle response, and better long-term reliability. Cheap knockoff cans without baffling are useless, so quality matters. Units from trusted manufacturers feature proper filtration and fittings that can handle pressure. This single mod adds years of service to an engine, protecting against the kind of hidden wear that destroys performance slowly. With cleaner airflow and reliability secured, the foundation is set for more aggressive improvements. The Jeep Gladiator demonstrates this upgrade perfectly, proving even rugged trucks need clean lungs before chasing greater power. Number 12. Lightweight pulley kit. Every engine works harder than it should simply to spin the accessories strapped to it. Alternators, water pumps, and power steering systems all demand energy, and the heavier the pulleys, the more horsepower is wasted just keeping things moving. A lightweight pulley kit solves that problem by reducing rotational mass. Crafted from precision-machined aluminum or similarly strong materials, these pulleys weigh significantly less than the factory steel versions. The result is not raw horsepower added, but horsepower released. The engine revs faster, throttle response feels sharper, and the entire driving experience becomes livelier without sacrificing reliability. Drivers often describe the difference as removing hundreds of pounds from the crankshaft. Gear changes snap with more urgency, downshifts feel cleaner, and the truck accelerates with a renewed eagerness. It is a subtle upgrade on paper, but behind the wheel, the effect is unmistakable. Balance, however, is critical. Choosing an ultralight crank pulley risks throwing off the harmonic equilibrium that protects bearings and crankshafts from damage. Trusted manufacturers design kits that walk the line between performance and safety. Once power is freed from unnecessary drag, the stage is set for an even greater spark. The GMC Canyon illustrates this upgrade brilliantly, showing how efficiency can feel like new strength. Before we go deeper, do me a favor. Smash that like button and subscribe. Why? Because the next upgrade could literally add years to your car's life. And the Nightmare mod, right after it, it's taken out more engines than any recall. Number 11. Ignition coil and plug upgrade. Power means nothing without a reliable spark. Fuel and air can be present in perfect balance, yet without strong ignition, combustion falters, leaving horsepower wasted. That is why upgrading ignition coils and spark plugs is such a powerful modification. High-performance coils deliver higher voltage with improved consistency, ensuring that every cylinder receives the fire it needs at exactly the right moment. When paired with iridium or platinum plugs, combustion becomes cleaner and more efficient, reducing misfires, smoothing idle, and sharpening throttle response. The difference shows up immediately in cold starts, highway pulls, and towing situations where reliability is critical. This upgrade is not about adding showy numbers to a dyno sheet. It is about unlocking efficiency and dependability that stock components often cannot maintain under stress. Owners also benefit from longer service life, as advanced plugs resist wear better than standard copper units. For tuned or boosted applications, properly gapped plugs with robust coils are mandatory for preventing detonation and sustaining power. Cheap mismatched components, however, cause headaches, with misfires that chase drivers endlessly. Choosing trusted brands ensures safety and real-world gains. With ignition strengthened and consistency restored, the path is clear for greater airflow. The Chevrolet Colorado proves this upgrade's value before stepping into the next stage of performance. Number 10. High-flow air filter. Engines are nothing without air, and the first step toward better breathing comes from installing a high-flow air filter. Factory paper filters are designed to be cheap, disposable, and restrictive, keeping emissions compliant but robbing the motor of efficiency. A high-flow filter, often built from layered cotton or synthetic material, allows a greater volume of clean air to pass through with less resistance. That extra airflow translates directly into sharper throttle response, smoother idle, and in many cases, modest improvements in fuel economy. It is not a flashy modification, but it is one that every driver feels instantly. Beyond performance, the longevity of these filters sets them apart. Instead of tossing a paper unit every few thousand miles, a high-flow filter can be washed, oiled, and reused for the lifetime of the vehicle. Over time, it saves money while maintaining consistency. Quality matters here. Cheap knockoffs disintegrate, shedding fibers into the intake stream. Trusted brands provide durable construction that survives heat, vibration, and cleaning cycles. For performance builds, this filter becomes the gateway to greater modifications, ensuring the engine can breathe freely before adding power. Once airflow is improved, and the lungs are open, the brain must be unlocked. The Ram 1500 Classic demonstrates this upgrade perfectly, showing how even small steps set the stage for serious results. Number 9. Engine Control Unit Tune. Every modern engine hides untapped power within its computer, and the key to unlocking that hidden potential is an engine control unit tune. From the factory, manufacturers deliberately hold engines back, programming conservative fuel maps, restricted timing, and softened throttle response to satisfy emissions, fuel economy standards, and warranty obligations. A proper tune rewrites those limitations. By optimizing air-to-fuel ratios, advancing timing, and sharpening throttle sensitivity, the engine responds like it has taken a surge of adrenaline. The difference is felt instantly: quicker acceleration, more torque under load, and a livelier driving experience in every situation. Professional tuning platforms provide maps tailored for specific goals, whether hauling, fuel efficiency, or maximum horsepower. On turbocharged systems, careful tuning can safely increase boost pressure, delivering gains that transform how the truck performs without compromising reliability. Attempting shortcuts, however, is a costly mistake. Cheap flash tools or unverified downloads risk corrupting the computer, leaving engines running lean or failing entirely. A proper dyno session with a knowledgeable tuner guarantees safe, repeatable results, backed by science rather than guesswork. With the brain recalibrated and hidden strength awakened, the stage is set for unleashing raw sound and power. The Ford F-150 EcoBoost proves this perfectly, showing how tuning turns potential into reality. Number 8. Performance exhaust. Every engine needs to exhale as much as it needs to inhale, and the clearest path to efficiency comes from a properly designed performance exhaust system. Factory exhausts are often built with cost savings and noise regulations in mind, leaving restrictive bends, small diameter tubing, and mufflers that choke potential power. A performance system eliminates those obstacles with mandrel-bent stainless steel pipes, freer-flowing mufflers, and precision welds that hold strong under pressure. The result is reduced back pressure, improved scavenging, and cleaner evacuation of gases, which in turn translates to measurable gains in horsepower and torque. The benefits do not end at performance numbers alone. A performance exhaust system changes the character of the truck, giving it a deeper, more authoritative rumble without crossing into obnoxious territory. That tone signals power while avoiding the drone that ruins highway drives. Size matters, though. Oversized pipes rob low-end torque, while poorly designed systems rattle apart after only a few weeks. Choosing trusted manufacturers ensures the system both performs and lasts. Once the exhaust is set free and the voice of the engine commands attention, cooling becomes the next critical battlefield. The Dodge Ram 2500 Hemi embodies this transformation, roaring stronger once it breathes properly. Number 7. Aluminum radiator upgrade. Nothing cripples an engine faster than unchecked heat, and one of the strongest defenses against overheating is an aluminum radiator upgrade. Stock radiators often use plastic end tanks that weaken over time, leaving drivers vulnerable to cracks and leaks under heavy stress. An aluminum radiator replaces those fragile components with full metal construction, extra cooling rows, and a larger core designed to dissipate heat more efficiently. The difference is dramatic. Coolant temperatures stabilize, thermal stress is reduced, and the engine operates in its optimal range even during punishing conditions. Drivers who tow heavy loads, climb steep grades, or endure scorching summers benefit most from this upgrade. Instead of watching temperature gauges creep into the danger zone, a properly sized aluminum radiator holds temperatures steady, protecting head gaskets, pistons, and bearings from catastrophic failure. The peace of mind alone is worth the investment, but longevity makes it even more valuable. Pairing the radiator with silicone hoses, a reliable thermostat, and high-performance fans creates a complete cooling package that shields the engine against hidden threats. Once the blood of the motor is kept cool and secure, attention can shift toward optimizing the very heartbeat of the machine. The GMC Sierra 1500 proves this upgrade's worth every single mile. Number 6. Performance camshaft. The heartbeat of every engine is set by the camshaft, and swapping in a performance grind transforms how a motor breathes. From the factory, camshafts are designed for smoothness, emissions, and fuel economy, but that comes at the cost of power. A performance camshaft changes the timing and lift of the valves, allowing more air and fuel to rush into the cylinders and more exhaust gases to escape with efficiency. This simple mechanical adjustment unlocks hidden horsepower, sharper throttle response, and a wider rev range that feels alive under your right foot. When paired with matching valve springs, push rods, and lifters, gains of 30 to 40 horsepower are possible without forced induction. The sound also changes, delivering a lopey idle that signals strength and purpose. Poor planning, however, is dangerous. Dropping in a large cam without upgrading supporting parts risks valve float, bent rods, or piston interference. A professional tune is mandatory to ensure the engine control unit recognizes the new breathing pattern. Done correctly, the difference is staggering. Once the rhythm of the engine is redefined and its character sharpened, fueling becomes the next critical battlefield. The Ford Ranger showcases this transformation perfectly, evolving from mild to muscular with a properly chosen camshaft. Number 5. Upgraded fuel injectors and pump. Every performance build eventually reaches the point where the stock fuel system can no longer keep up, and that is when upgraded injectors and a high-flow pump become essential. Engines rely on precise fuel delivery, and when modifications increase air intake, combustion demands more fuel to match. Factory injectors often max out under heavy throttle, leading to lean conditions that can melt pistons, blow head gaskets, and ruin entire motors. Upgraded injectors supply greater volume with precision sprays that keep every cylinder consistent, while a stronger pump ensures pressure never falls short, even at wide-open throttle. The result is smoother acceleration, stronger pulls across the rev range, and the confidence that power is supported safely. Matching injector size to the build is critical. Oversized injectors without calibration can drown the engine and create rough idle. Professional tuning guarantees that every component works together, turning raw fuel into reliable horsepower. For heavy-duty applications, these upgrades also provide peace of mind while towing enormous loads through mountain passes or hauling equipment long distances. With fueling secured and combustion optimized, the stage is set for even more efficient cooling. The Chevrolet Silverado Heavy Duty demonstrates this perfectly, thriving under the pressure of real-world demands. Number 4. Intercooler upgrade. High temperatures rob engines of their true potential, and nothing proves that better than an intercooler upgrade. Turbocharged and supercharged motors compress air, but that compression creates extreme heat. Hot intake air is thin, carrying less oxygen, which forces the engine control units to pull timing, killing horsepower and risking detonation. A larger bar and plate style intercooler solves this by cooling the compressed charge before it enters the cylinders. Cooler air is denser, filled with more oxygen, allowing stronger combustion cycles that produce more power while protecting vital components like pistons, valves, and bearings from stress. The difference shows up most when towing heavy loads or running wide-open throttle for extended stretches. Stock intercoolers heat soak quickly, turning strong acceleration into sluggish response after only a few pulls. An upgraded unit resists that heat soak, delivering consistent performance mile after mile. Gains are not just measured in horsepower, but also in reliability and endurance. Choosing a trusted brand with efficient core design ensures proper airflow without blocking the radiator. Once intake temperatures are under control and the engine can perform at its peak without fear of overheating, the next step is mastering boost itself. The Ford Super Duty Power Stroke demonstrates this upgrade's value with authority. Number 3. Turbo timer and boost controller. Protecting and managing boost separates serious builds from short-lived experiments, and two tools make all the difference: the turbo timer and the boost controller. A turbo timer is designed to extend engine life by keeping the motor idling for a short period after hard driving. Without it, shutting the engine off immediately leaves the turbocharger glowing red hot, baking oil inside the bearings and drastically shortening its lifespan. Allowing fresh oil to circulate for even a minute cools the system safely, and many owners report turbochargers lasting well over 120,000 miles with this safeguard in place. A boost controller, on the other hand, puts power directly into the driver's hands. Factory settings keep boost conservative, prioritizing reliability over performance. With a manual or electronic controller, boost can be dialed in precisely, delivering stronger acceleration without dangerous spikes. The key is balance. Pushing pressure beyond what the engine or fuel system can handle results in catastrophic failure. Used correctly, these devices transform a truck's character, combining safety with sharper performance. After boost is mastered and pressure remains under control, the path opens to improving the simplest yet most vital element of all: airflow. The GMC Sierra Denali showcases this balance beautifully, uniting control with endurance. Number 2. Cold air intake. Breathing freely is the foundation of every performance gain, and a cold air intake provides exactly that advantage. Factory systems are typically built to reduce noise and meet emissions requirements, often drawing in warm underhood air that limits efficiency. A true cold air intake pulls cooler, denser oxygen from outside the engine bay. That cooler air contains more molecules, which means more powerful combustion, stronger throttle response, and an immediate sense of liveliness behind the wheel. Owners often notice quicker acceleration, sharper shifts, and even small improvements in fuel economy after the upgrade is installed correctly. Durability and savings also come into play. Unlike disposable paper filters that need replacement every few thousand miles, high-quality cold air intake systems feature reusable filters that can be washed and serviced repeatedly. Over time, this saves money while keeping airflow consistent. Placement and design are critical. Units routed near exhaust heat or without proper sealing offer nothing but disappointment. Choosing trusted manufacturers ensures gains that are real, not just cosmetic. Once airflow is maximized and the lungs of the engine are wide open, the final stage of transformation awaits. The Chevrolet Silverado 1500 demonstrates this perfectly, thriving once fresh oxygen fuels its power. Number 1. Forced induction with turbocharger. When it comes to extracting monumental gains, nothing matches the raw force of a well-executed forced induction system. Naturally aspirated engines rely on atmospheric pressure, but a turbocharger or supercharger crams dense air directly into the cylinders, multiplying oxygen supply and unleashing combustion far beyond factory limits. With proper fueling, intercooling, and tuning, horsepower increases of 40%, 60%, or even 100% become achievable. The thrill of boost is immediate, either the relentless surge of a turbo spooling hard or the instant throttle response of a belt-driven supercharger hammering torque from idle. Such power, however, demands respect. Weak internals, undersized fuel systems, or careless tuning quickly turn forced induction dreams into shattered pistons and melted valves. Supporting upgrades like larger injectors, high-flow pumps, and efficient intercoolers are non-negotiable. A professional calibration on a dynamometer ensures every component operates in harmony, transforming the upgrade from dangerous gamble into long-term weapon. The investment is significant, but the reward is unmatched. A truck that pulls like a freight train, accelerates with ferocity, and commands respect on any road. Crowning the countdown, the Ford F-150 Raptor proves the ultimate truth. Once you experience boost, there is no going back. 13 upgrades have carried us from catch cans to the fury of forced induction. Each one proves how the right investment transforms a pickup into something sharper and stronger. From Jeep Gladiator to Ford F-150 Raptor, these mods embody engineering, craftsmanship, and performance that rewards every single mile. Here is the hard truth. Every great modification has a trap disguised as a shortcut. Flashy packaging and cheap promises lure truck owners into wasting money. These so-called upgrades steal power, not add it, often leaving drivers stranded with repair bills that could purchase another truck. So as we close the chapter on the winners, buckle down for the dark side. These next 5 nightmares will show exactly what not to bolt on. Number 5. Budget turbo kits with Ram 1500 victims. Dreams of easy horsepower often drive truck owners straight into disaster. And nowhere is that clearer than with budget turbo kits. The Dodge Ram 1500, a symbol of American muscle since the 1990s, has been a common victim of this mistake. On paper, the promise looks irresistible. Bolt on a cheap turbocharger kit, spend under $1,000, and supposedly unlock 400 horsepower overnight. The reality is far uglier. These kits are built with flimsy parts, weak welds, and undersized oiling systems that cannot withstand real driving conditions. Without proper fuel system upgrades, intercooling, and professional tuning, The engine runs lean, overheats, and detonates under pressure. Stories from garages tell the same sad tale. Pistons melted into slag, head gaskets blown wide open, and entire motors destroyed within weeks of installation. What began as a shortcut to glory ends with a $6,000 rebuild that leaves owners swearing off performance mods entirely. A true turbo setup demands investment in quality hardware, proper mapping, and supporting components. Skip those steps, and you are gambling with your truck's heart. Budget turbo dreams have ended many Ram lives, and next we unmask another scam that preys on desperation for cheap speed. Number 4. Electric superchargers with Chevrolet owners. Fooled. False promises are nothing new in the automotive world, but few scams have spread as widely as the so-called electric supercharger. Chevrolet truck owners, from the dependable Silverado 1500 to older S10 models, have been frequent targets of this con. Advertisements paint a picture of bolt-on horsepower for less than $200, claiming a small fan motor inside a tube can force-feed air like a real mechanical supercharger. The truth could not be further from those claims. Instead of adding boost, these plastic gadgets restrict airflow, starve combustion, and in some cases damage sensitive mass airflow sensors. An authentic supercharger is driven by belts or gears and costs thousands because it must move tremendous volumes of air under pressure. A toy motor powered through a cigarette lighter socket cannot replicate that feat, no matter how glossy the marketing. Owners who install these gimmicks often end up with slower acceleration, strange fuel trims, and an embarrassing whistling noise under the hood. Mechanics shake their heads, calling them nothing more than overpriced hair dryers. Chevrolet drivers deserve real upgrades, not scams in shiny boxes. And if fake boost is laughable, wait until you see the next trick: bottled snake oil poured straight into your tank. Number 3. Toyota Tundra heavy-duty suspension upgrade. Strength on the road begins with what holds the truck to the ground, and the Toyota Tundra proves this truth with a heavy-duty suspension upgrade. Since arriving in the year 2000, the Tundra has steadily carved a place among American full-size trucks, admired for reliability and rugged strength. Yet under heavy loads or rough terrain, the factory suspension often shows its limits. Upgrading to reinforced shocks, stiffer springs, and quality control arms transforms the Tundra into a confident hauler that soaks up punishment without flinching. Drivers report tighter cornering, steadier towing, and less squat under acceleration. For those who frequently pull trailers or venture off pavement, the improvement in control is dramatic. Instead of bottoming out over dips or wallowing around turns, the truck stays composed, making every mile safer and more comfortable. Durability improves as well, with heavy-duty components designed to last thousands of hard miles where stock parts wear prematurely. A strong suspension is more than comfort. It is a foundation for power. Octane myths continue to burn wallets, and next we expose noisy gimmicks that trade real horsepower for hollow theatrics. Number 2. Nissan Titan cold air intake. Breath is life, and the Nissan Titan demonstrates this perfectly with a cold air intake upgrade. Introduced in the early 2004s, the Titan earned respect as Nissan's bold entry into the American full-sized pickup war. While the factory setup is serviceable, it draws in warm underhood air that limits efficiency. Replacing it with a sealed cold air system delivers a steady stream of cooler, denser oxygen directly into the combustion chambers. Cooler intake air packs more molecules, which translates into stronger explosions and more usable horsepower. Titan owners notice immediate throttle response, sharper acceleration, and even slight improvements in fuel economy when cruising. Long-term, the reusable filter design saves money while ensuring consistent airflow mile after mile. Placement is critical. True performance systems draw air from fender wells or heat-shielded zones, not from exposed engine compartments. Choosing proven brands over flashy knockoffs guarantees results that are felt every time you step on the pedal. For the Titan, this simple modification adds daily liveliness and sets the stage for bigger upgrades. With fresh breath flowing strong, the countdown edges toward its peak, where the king of Raptors embraces the fury of forced induction itself. Fake sound show gadgets rob respect and reliability, and if hollow whistles are embarrassing, the worst mistake of all is mixing mismatched parts without the crucial step of professional tuning. Number 1. Mismatched parts without a tune. Every truck owner's nightmare. Nothing destroys dreams faster than bolting together mismatched parts without the discipline of a proper tune. Across every brand, from the Ford F-150 to the Chevrolet Silverado and the Dodge Ram, this single mistake has turned promising builds into expensive scrap. An engine is not a collection of random upgrades, but a carefully balanced system where airflow, fueling, timing, and spark must work in harmony. Install a larger intake without recalibration, and the mass airflow sensor delivers false readings. Add oversized injectors without adjustment, and the engine drowns in fuel. Bolt-on headers, cams, or turbos without programming and detonation lurks around every corner. Modern engine control units are powerful, but they cannot magically correct chaos. The result is rough idle, constant stalling, dangerous lean conditions, or catastrophic failure where valves meet pistons and pistons meet ruin. The tragedy is that many of these disasters could be prevented with a session on a professional dynamometer and a thoughtful calibration file. A tune ensures that every new part communicates clearly with the brain of the truck, unlocking safe performance instead of courting disaster. Ignore this truth, and you gamble with the entire heart of your machine. 13 upgrades proved how the right choices make a truck stronger, while 5 nightmares showed how the wrong ones can destroy everything. If this video saved you from a bad mistake, hit that like button. It tells me to keep bringing real truck content without the fluff. Drop a comment below and share the mods you trust most. I read them all. And if you want more breakdowns that protect your wallet and your engine, make sure you subscribe right now. Don't miss the next one. It could save your truck's future.